Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, the Clout Lord, or should I say former Clout Lord himself, King LilJay, has had some hiccups along the way when it comes to questionable behavior, especially based upon his jail activities and everything he's had going on via social media. Though this time it comes in the form of evidence within his most recent case where he was said to have had a weapon on him and trying to rid himself of the weapon when police would arrive to his location. Not only that, he's being accused of waving a weapon and making threats as he would be involved in a domestic dispute with a woman. We've all seen the video by now where it said that he got into an argument with a female and the mother, where somehow the police was called, and when he was being approached, as he realized the police was coming towards him, he would allegedly toss a firearm. Now, the new evidence police is presenting comes after LilJay would allegedly make over 50 phone calls to a girl from a jailhouse phone. I'm assuming a girl who he was arguing with the day he was arrested, and he could be heard asking her and her mother to not cooperate against him. By cooperate, I would assume that they may have some information concerning the case that the police may be interested in, and because they're at odds and he's in jail, he's trying to find any way to convince her not to rat him out. However, you would think someone who served as much time as LilJay did incarcerated already, that he would have enough sense to know that you never, ever say anything on them jail phones, especially something that could incriminate you. And honestly, every phone call you make in there literally tells you before you start speaking that the calls are being recorded. So what more do you need? In this case, there's documents in his case that has just been presented stating that they have evidence against LilJay, and not too long after this video dropped, I'm uploading the actual video of the day King LilJay was arrested involving an argument and domestic dispute between him and a girl. All I'm gonna say is that somehow the girl was hit in the face by somebody, and the mother is seen on body cam footage explaining everything that she saw and what happened according to her. So y'all stay tuned for that. But as far as this video, I want to get into the evidence that they have against LilJay and see what you guys have to say about what y'all hear. Y'all also have to keep in mind that LilJay was out on supervised release, meaning he was still on some type of parole or probation. So him catching this new case can also affect the prior case he was on supervised release for. In a nutshell, when you get in trouble on parole or probation, they can violate you and make you finish out the rest of whatever time you have for them on parole or probation, and then make you start the new time you caught on your new case. Or they can help you out and run both of them concurrent and put it all into one sentencing and leave it like that, which is usually the ideal route to go. You know, so it's like all your time mixed in one, so you just get it over with. However, sometimes it's more than crazy amount of time, but that's all up to you, and it beats doing one case and then having to do the next case, if that makes any sense. In LilJay's case, he had a 14-year sentence for a homicide conspiracy and only served 7 years out of the 14 and was released in 2022 on supervised release, which means he had another 7 years hanging over his head. He just had to stay out of trouble and go with whatever guidelines or stipulations that they had for his case. So first he has to either take a plea or fight this case and see what happens from there. So as of right now, let's get into this paperwork. I'm only going to highlight the key parts, but if you want, you can pause the video and read the whole thing, you know, if you want. Now on the first page here, it says, quote, after the defendant was arrested, the officers interviewed the two women in the house. The mother stated that she was in the back of the house and heard her daughter scream and then ran toward the front door. The mother further stated that as she approached the front door, she saw a defendant standing over her daughter who was on the ground with blood coming from her mouth. The mother stated that the defendant then pulled out a handgun from his waistband and pointed it at both women. Now, off the rip, we can see LilJay is pretty much done for. Unless he has a real good lawyer, And I don't know where these guys in that music industry get their lawyers from, but they do beat some unbeatable cases that the average person wouldn't beat. But he already has priors involving a weapon, and this time he has 2 women who already gave cops a story of what he did, which includes pointing a firearm at both of them. And on top of that, the firearm had a laser and equipped with a switch attachment. And y'all know they're not playing with them switches. They usually carry a very harsh punishment, as they are actually illegal. So you have police saying they seen him trying to get rid of the firearm, then 2 women stating that the firearm was pointed at them along with the switch. Alright, it's not looking good at all. Now let's get into the second page, and I'm gonna read this whole thing. It's gonna be pretty quick, but it does describe a lot. Now here it says, quote, months into his parole, the defendant was arrested in the present case after a domestic violence incident in which he broke his girlfriend's jaw and pointed a handgun at her and her mother, threatening to kill them both. The handgun, a Glock 9mm equipped with an auto sear switch that renders it fully automatic, was in defendant's hands when law enforcement arrived and was recovered less than 5 feet from where defendant was standing after he was observed dropping it over a porch railing. A grand jury in this district charged defendant with being a felon in possession of a firearm in violation of 18 U.S.C. 922, and that's whatever code and penal codes or whatever. Those facts alone warrant pretrial detention. In addition to defendant's criminal history, his consistent failure to abide by terms of probation, and his conduct in the course of the present offense, defendant has also engaged in obstructive conduct. Since he was arrested in July 2022 and placed into IDOC custody on a parole violation, defendant has placed over 50 jail calls to the victim in this case, asking her to, amongst other things, convince her mother to testify to the grand jury that she, quote unquote, was just mad and never saw him with a gun. Such testimony, if given, would be in direct conflict with what the mother told law enforcement during her 911 call, what she told law enforcement immediately, and that's where it kind of cuts off. But I don't know what he was thinking. You know, everything is pretty much stacked against him right now. I would go on a limb and say that maybe the domestic dispute was due to him rolling off a pill or something. We didn't hear, his side. We don't know what it started over. However, we do know once you put your hands on a woman, the police don't want to hear that, especially if you do something as far as break her jaw. So it's already stacked against him on that. I feel he just wasn't in his right mind because he allegedly broke her jaw, like I said, and then waved a gun allegedly at her and her mother. All of this while he's on supervised release, probation. That's crazy. He jeopardized everything he had going on for whatever reason, but he's involved in a domestic case, threatening to commit a homicide and the switch attachment, and he has a prior case pent against him, right? And usually when you get someone testifying against you, it's never a good look because it's already 2 against 1. Not to mention the police already said that they seen him trying to get rid of the firearm as well. So this could get ugly. It's pretty much going to be his word against theirs if it goes that far, but 2 against 1 is never, a good look. It could get real ugly. As more information come out, I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on. Make sure you subscribe because we're dropping the body cam footage on this situation real soon. So make sure you stay tuned for that. As of right now, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.